Story 1. The Dream That Continued Every Night. At first, I didn't think much of it. Just a strange dream, the kind you forget by the time you pour your morning coffee. But when I had the same dream the second night, and then the third, I knew something was wrong. The first night, I was walking through a forest, quiet, too quiet. The air felt thick, like it was holding its breath. I followed a dirt path under a black sky until I reached a wooden cabin. Old, rotting. The windows were boarded up and a dim light flickered inside. I reached for the door and woke up. The second night, the dream picked up exactly where it left off. I was standing at the door, hand already on the knob. The wood was damp, almost alive. I pushed it open and stepped inside. It smelled like mold and something old, like forgotten things. There was furniture under white sheets, ash in the fireplace, and a door to the basement. I didn't open it. I turned around and woke up. The third night, I opened the basement door. A cold draft hit me in the face. The air down there smelled metallic like blood. I couldn't see anything at first, just black, but I heard something moving, crawling, whispering my name. I woke up gasping. Night after night, the dream forced me deeper. Every time I descended those stairs, I got closer to something. I stopped telling anyone who would believe me. I stopped sleeping during normal hours, tried to fight it. But every time I closed my eyes, I was back. And the thing in the basement was waiting. One night I finally saw it. A pale shape hunched in the corner, long limbs, no face. It twitched when it moved like it had too many joints or not enough bones, and when it turned to me it smiled. Even without a mouth it smiled. It said, "You've been sleepwalking." I woke up, or thought I did. The world felt off, too quiet. My bed was cold. My feet were dirty. That's when I noticed the smell, earth, mold, and metal. I sat up slowly and realized I wasn't in my bed. I was lying on the cold concrete floor of a basement. My basement, the light above flickered, and I heard breathing, not mine. Story 2. Déjà vu. My dreams started coming true. It started with something small. In my dream, I was standing in the kitchen, holding a glass of water. I dropped it, it shattered. The water spread across the floor, forming a strange shape, a perfect circle. The next morning, I forgot about the dream, just a random flicker in my subconscious, I thought, until it happened. Exactly as in the dream, the same glass, the same sound, the same perfect circle of water on the floor. I froze, staring at it. I even whispered to myself, "No way," but I shook it off. Coincidence. Dreams sometimes mirror real life, right? A few days later, I had another dream. This time, I was walking past my neighbor's house. The porch light was on, flickering, and there was a loud bang, a car backfiring nearby. I looked up and saw something in her window, a face. Not hers, not human. When I woke up, I felt cold, off. I tried to ignore it until the next night when I walked past her house on my way home. The porch light flickered. A car backfired. I looked up. There was something in her window. This time I didn't look closer. I ran. After that, the dreams came more often, sometimes mundane, sometimes, but always accurate. They'd happen days later or hours. Once I dreamt that I'd get a paper cut and bleed onto a receipt, and the receipt would say "Time's Up" instead of the store name. I laughed when I woke up. But it happened. The paper cut, the receipt, the words. I stopped sleeping after that, but it didn't help. Even when I dozed off for a minute, the dreams came. One of them showed me lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. And then I blinked, and I was already in that exact position, like the dream had just caught up. I began writing them down, every detail. I thought if I recorded them, I could prevent the bad ones. But the worst one came last week. In the dream, I was in my own home. Everything looked normal. But when I walked into the bathroom, the mirror was gone, just an empty frame. And behind it, a tunnel, dark, made of stone. Breathing echoed from inside. I turned around and saw myself. Not a reflection, a second me, pale, wide-eyed, twitching, and he said, "I've been waiting for you." Then he lunged at me. I woke up screaming. My hands were shaking, but I was awake. I was sure of it, until I walked into the bathroom the next morning. The mirror was gone. And behind the wall, there was something hollow, something breathing. Story 3. I woke up, but I was still dreaming. I've always had vivid dreams, sometimes terrifying, sometimes beautiful, but nothing prepared me for the night I couldn't wake up. It started like any other nightmare. I was lying in bed, paralyzed. The kind of sleep paralysis you read about on forums, heavy chest, eyes open but the rest of your body frozen. There was someone standing at the foot of the bed. I couldn't see their face, just a tall, shadowy figure, watching. then I snapped awake. I gasped for air, drenched in sweat. I sat up, heart pounding, but something felt wrong. The room was almost right. My lamp was on the wrong side of the bed. The clock blinked 3:33, but the numbers were upside down. And outside the window, no moon, just black. Then the door creaked open. I didn't wait to see who came in. I screamed, and I woke up again. This time I was sure I was awake. The room was normal again. I got out of bed and went to the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face, looked in the mirror and saw myself smiling. But I wasn't smiling. That version of me tilted its head. I blinked and I was back in bed, still dreaming. I don't know how many times it repeated. 10, 20, 100. Each time I woke up, something was off. The colors were dull. My reflection blinked out of sync. My phone had no numbers on the screen. My hands were too long. My cat stared at me without blinking for minutes at a time. Sometimes I'd scream myself awake only to open my eyes into another dream, and each layer got darker, slower, colder. The last time I woke up, the walls were breathing. The floor pulsed under my feet like flesh. And when I opened the door, I saw a line of all the previous versions of me standing silently in the hallway. Waiting, I begged to wake up. I cried. I tried to hurt myself in the dream, thinking it would shock me out. It didn't work. The only thing that did was accepting it. I whispered, I don't care if this is a dream anymore. And then I opened my eyes. I was in my room, everything was normal. The light was soft. My phone buzzed. The cat meowed. But now I'm not sure if I ever actually woke up. Because every time I sleep, I return to that hallway, and the other versions of me are still waiting.